Welcome to TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn how to use GCP database migration service to replicate data from Azure MySQL instance to the GCP Cloud MySQL instance. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yesterday, we did create one of the instances in the Azure. So you can watch the video. I will put in the description, and you can take a look from there. So we created this MySQL instance, and if we go to the databases here, I have created some user databases such as test and test2. Now in these databases, I showed you how to connect by using the Azure Data Studio as well in the previous video, so you can watch it. So you can see these databases here as well. I created some tables here, and such as there is a table called the customer and product table as well. So here is the products table I haven't created, so I'm going to go ahead and create this table. And as of now, I'm going to go ahead and only insert one row. Once the replication is set up and everything, then we will go ahead and insert some more records here. So I'm going to go ahead and insert this record here. So we have product table as well, and we have a few other tables in this database. Now you can go to test2, and there would be some tables. There's only one table there, so you can create more tables if you like. I'm going to go simply with the small set of tables. Now one thing you need to check is the version of the MySQL instance on your Azure. So we want to select exactly the same version on the GCP side. So here is the 8.0.37 Azure. That's the version of our MySQL instance on Azure. Now you can go back here in the portal, and here is our instance. So we can take a look if we want to take a look on this. So you already have here, like it says the MySQL version, it says 8.0, but I showed you the minor version as well, because that could be like if you will let's say select 8.3 in GCP, it will go maybe 8.31, and now this one is 8.37, so that will not replicate the data. It will give you error. Anyways, go ahead, and now we log into the console.cloud.google.com, and this is one of my project. Actually, I'm gonna go to this project here, and so yeah, I'm gonna close the other one because I was logged in with a different account here. So I need to connect with this account is called amir@techbrothersit.com. So now I'm connected. This is my project, and as of now, if I will go, I don't have any SQL. Now the very first thing we need to do is search for database migration. So if we look for that, and here is the database migration service. So you see that Cloud SQL and LOADB migration simplified. Click right there. If you have not enabled the API, it's going to take you to enable it. In my case, it is enabled, so it brought me here. Otherwise, it will take you to enable the API. No big deal. You just click enable, and it will bring you here then. Now let's go ahead and create our migration job. So we are going to go ahead and click right here. Give a name to your job. I had created, I was testing, so I created DMS 01. Now I'm gonna go with DMS 02. You can create whatever you want. Here in the database source, you will be selecting from where your data is coming. So in our case, it does not show us Azure anywhere here, but it does shows you MySQL. So if you have Amazon products, you can select one of these, but in our case it's gonna be MySQL directly, but we will give the name of our Azure in the next steps from where to need to extract the data. Now migration job type, in our case we don't want to do one time, we want to do continuous. So what we are going to do, we want this, if we make changes on our source side, they should be coming here as well. There are certain things that you might want to take a look on these, but I don't think so. For this demo, I want to show you all these, but just to show you for different versions that you need different permissions and all those kind of things. You can take a look, read it about, and that will help you to gain some knowledge. I'm going to click save and continue. Then our next step is just selecting our source profile. As of now, we don't have any source profile. I'm going to go ahead and create new. So click create. It's asking you the name. I'm going to give Azure MySQL. That's the name I'm given. You can give whatever the name you want to give. Now you provide host name or IP address and port. In our case, we go back here. This is our server name, so we can provide the server name here, or if we know the IP, we can always provide the IP if we want. Here I'm going to provide the user. I have my user, so I created a user in last video that has permissions. So user is there, and in the encryption we are not doing any certificates or anything like that, so we will just go with none and hit create. Now you can review your information here: connection, profile name, region. You see that US Central 1, that's what we have, and IP address, and encryption none, and the rest of that is logical, all good. Now there are two options that give you for the destination. Either you have an existing instance. If you have one, great. If you don't have it, you can create new. We are going to go ahead and create new. One thing to remember, if you have existing instance and it has some objects such as the different databases or tables you have created, it's going to ask you, hey, you have some user objects, you need to drop them first. So I will suggest simply go ahead and create from here, and that will be easy, but your choice. So now we are going to provide the password for the root. Okay, we provided a password. We select the version. So remember that we were saying 8.0. So if I go back to Azure, it is 8.0 as well, but does not show me the minor version. For that one, I did this query. So that's how I got to know it is a 0.37. So that's what we need to select in our DMS as well. So we will say show minor versions, and here default is 8.31. If I will just let it be, it's gonna fail because my Azure version is greater than my GCP version. So I have to select from the compatible one. So I'm gonna go and select this one. Now there are two editions of MySQL instances or databases on the GCP. You can go Enterprise Plus, costly but good for production, and you can go to the Enterprise if you don't want to pay a whole lot of money, but this is also great for general purpose machines are used for this type of instances. Now you can do multiple zones or single zone. I'm going to go with single zone. Here I'm going to leave the public IP, and that IP I will use to communicate with my MySQL instance on the Azure side. So I will go with 2 CPUs, vCPUs, and 8 GB. You can go with the different details you want shared, you can have it, but in my case I'm just fine with that. Now I'm gonna go with 10 GB, and everything is just fine. I don't have to go further in details about all the options. You have other tutorials created on this topic, so how to create MySQL instance in GCP, so you can watch on my channel. Now next step, it is asking us define a connectivity method. So there are multiple methods you can use it. You can use IP allow list, access from external networks not secured. So this is what we are using, and you can have access from external networks secure, low throughput. So you can reverse SSH tunnel via cloud hosted VM. So that's another way, but in our case we are going to go straight forward with the IP allow list. We will just do migration quickly and just turn it off, or you can do VPC pairing. So that's also one of the options you have, but in our case we will go with the IP allow list. Right now it's going to create a destination first and then go to the next step. Let me take you back. I'm going to open a new tab and we will go and see what is happening on the GCP side with the Cloud SQL instance that is being created. Click right here on this menu and then go to the SQL, or search in the tab here, search box. So you can search for SQL and it will show you the databases. So here you will see this type of setup, or you will see this one of the object or resources called the MySQL external primary. So this is just under it create a setup like this, and this is the actual instance DMS01, and this has the IP as well. So once we promote that, like one replication is everything is done, we can promote this as a standalone, and this will be gone. We don't need this one. So I will show you as well. Now we this is in the process right now. You can see right there is creating, so it's going to take some time and get it done. Now we go back here and still okay, great, it worked. So once I go back here, you see that now after creating it becomes something like that. So this green thing that was in process, that has turned into something different icon, and the actual instance is replicated, replication disabled, and you will see this thing like that. Okay, great. Now what we are gonna do, we are gonna go, and this is the IP we have to add in our network on the Azure side so it can communicate. So I'm going to copy this and then go back to Azure, then go to the network, and here I'm going to add that IP. So I will give the name called the GCP DMS and then paste the IP and hit save. Our changes are saved now, and we are going to go to the overview. It's not going to show us anything here, but anyways, we will go back to the DMS and move with the next step. We'll say save and continue, and next is the testing. Okay, great. So we are done with all the configuration for source, destination, and everything. You can review all the details here, and then you will say test job. Okay, so our test job has failed. So let's take a look on the details and see what is happening here. So it is telling us connectivity between data server not attempting further retries. So it is unable to communicate. I believe it is maybe just the timing, and we'll see what is happening here. So that's the IP of our Azure cloud instance. So that's it has converted this name to this IP. Okay, we will retest our job. It should complete with success or give us some error, maybe a little different than this one. That's what I'm expecting. So our changes has saved, so we should be fine. Sometime it take a little time while the changes go through the process on the Azure side. Okay, great. Now we got the different error. So first time, if you were getting that error, give it time like maybe 5 minutes and come back and take a look. Here now the error has changed, and it is saying that, hey, guess what, you require secure transportation is on your side in the Azure, and go ahead and disable it, and then we should be fine. So I'm going to go back here, and I will go to the server parameters. In the server parameters, I'm going to navigate and find that parameter. So here I know that this is not here, so I'm going to go to the next page, and then in the next page I have this right here. It says require secure transport. It's enabled by default. I'm going to disable for now so we can get the migration done, and hit save, and it is submitting, and same in the changes. I'm going to go back to our job again and retest, and now it should be success. Sometime I try to test over and over because after making changes, but yeah, give it every time, give it like a couple of minutes. See right there, it is still in the deployment process, so might fail. So okay, fine, it took it. So still these changes are not saved, but looks like it done on the back end, so it is fine for us. Now what we can do, we can create and start the job, and it's going to take our MySQL instance databases and replicate to our GCP cloud MySQL instance. Now hit create right there and start. If you go to the instance now and take a look on the GCP side, see if anything has changed. I'm going to refresh here. Okay, nothing really changed on this side as of now, so we will just go ahead and take a look. Once this is created, we will see. I noticed one of some of the times the steps are kind of stuck there, so I will always say refresh in case it will pick up from the same place, so nothing to worry. Okay, this is our migration job, so we are going to click right here. It is saying starting right now, so click right there. The status is starting, and you can show more details. Right now it is all the details you can see right here. Type is continuous. You can also view the logs, and if you click it is going to open a tab, and then you can go through it. Sometime permission issue, user permission issues, or any other settings that you have to done, those kind of things you can take a look from the logs, and they are very helpful. So it looks like it's moving forward. Still we see some error. Those were probably when we were doing some connectivity tests. At that time we saw those errors. Now it should be like migration job status change from not started to starting, and it will keep moving. Let's go ahead and take a look here, and now it is running. So that's great. The status is running, and let's go ahead and take a look if our data has been replicated, and you can see the duration. So we will go back. Here are logs if you want to take a look on those. So they should have moved forward, so you from starting to the running and full dump in progress, and everything is you can see right there. Now we go back to our instance here, and in the instance we are going to take a look on some table if those are replicated correctly and some data is available. So I'm just refreshing here, and now you will see the DMS02 is called the instance is being updated. I'm going to click right there on the instance. Okay, let's try to log in, and first of all take a look on the databases. So if you remember, we have the same databases there on the Azure side, so test and test2, and I'm going to go to the Cloud SQL Studio, and if I will try to connect to the test, it's going to ask me, hey, what is the that is not supported here. So let's go ahead and create a new user. I'm going to create a user here so we can connect and take a look from there. I'm going to create same name user. Okay, you can restrict, but I'm going to go for allow any host. But I will suggest, if you're working in production, just restrict from specific IPs and all that, the users can connect. Now we will go back to the test here, user Amir, and I'm going to connect to the database test. Right here we can see the table, customer, my table, product, test one, and all that. Let's take a look on this product table, because I inserted only one row at that time. So you see right there one row is available. If I go to the other table such as customer, there will be more records in this table. So the replication did work great. So what we want to do now, we want to see if the replication is working for when we are inserting more records. So I'm going to go to my Azure Studio, and remember that we had this record first we already inserted into the products table. I'm going to go ahead and insert 9 more rows in this table. Now 9 rows are inserted, and if I will go back here, and let's go back to our database here and run this query. First we have only one record. Now if we check, it should have bring all those records. So now it has 10 records because we inserted in just 9 more records. That works great. And just one more test I will do. What we are going to do, I'm going to go ahead and drop the table. So if I will say drop products, so I'm going to delete. So let's see if it delete on other side as well. You can experiment all those kind of things later in your thing, but everything is working. That's what I'm saying. Now this is just a test I'm trying to perform. Now if I will execute this, and you can see that the table products does not exist anymore because we just deleted on the source side. So if I refresh, this should be gone. So now we have only 3 tables in the test database in the Azure side, and they are also available in the MySQL instance on the GCP side. So this is how you will set up the DMS job to replicate data from Azure MySQL to the GCP MySQL instance. Now let's go ahead and promote it. So see right there, I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey, let's say if I'm everything done, this is Sunday evening, and now I'm gonna have this cut over. So I'm gonna go ahead to the migration job and then say promote. Once I do that, promote disconnect the source from the destination and promotes the destination to the writable instance. It is recommended to stop write the source, so because you don't want to lose any transactions and all that, and until the application delay is set to 0 before initiating your initiating promoter. So that's what you need to do, because right now you can read the data here, but if I will try to create a table here, it's not going to create the table because this is read replica. So I'm going to copy this just to show you what error we will get if we will try to create a table here. So if I will go here and paste this create table and I will run, it's gonna throw me error. It's gonna tell me read only. See, so this instance that we have in GCP is the read only instance. So we want to promote so it become the right instance. Okay, great. So we go here and I'm gonna go ahead and promote. So it is disconnecting the source from the destination. I'm gonna go to the MySQL instance and take a look what's happening on that side. So we don't need the logs right now, so we are just gonna take a look. So you see that this object that was shown DMS master that was on top, now it got separated from it. So this instance is in being updated right now, and once that's done, we can go ahead and actually delete this. So this one is not needed for us anymore. This is our actual instance. So just give it a couple of minutes and it should be done. Once the promotion is completed, so you can see the check mark here and see completed, and then you should be good to go and delete this. So let's go and take a look on the instance side, and here is the instance. So if I go to the instance, you can see the green check mark and runnable as well. So you're all good here. Let's go to the job again, and now we are gonna go ahead and delete the job. So it is asking you is gonna delete, so just confirm that yes, we want to delete. I'm just gonna delete this job. The job is deleted. Now you can see there is no job anymore. The profile, let's see if it did delete the profile. Profile file is still there, so it did not delete the profile. So we are gonna go ahead and simply delete the profile by ourselves. So the profile will be deleted. Also take a look on the instance side and see if this object will be deleted as a part of deleting the job. So if not, I mean, we will simply right click and delete it. Okay, that's not deleted as well, so I'm going to go ahead and right click here and delete, and just provide the name. So I'm just cleaning every other objects and only want my Cloud SQL instance to stay here in the GCP. Now remember that we were testing if it is writable or not, and the one thing we can do that we were able to create a table. So if I am going to create a products table, and it did create the products table just fine, and now it is a read and writable as well. So product table is there. So if I will just copy some of the insert statements, if I want to insert, and take a look, like insert work as well, it should. I mean, if it is creating a table, why not to insert the rows? So no problem. But just sometime we are curious, you know, we want to make sure everything works the way we expect. So okay, there is some syntax issue. I'm gonna remove this. Alright, so we have data inserted as well. So our migration has completed successfully. So this is how you will use the data migration service to read the data from Azure MySQL and move to the GCP MySQL instance, and then finally promote your instance on the GCP cloud. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in next video.